Hello and welcome to the 9th episode of the Bucket Lounge Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Garcia. Joined with me, my co-host, Maurice Palmer. What's up, P? How are we feeling today?
Thanks for having me again, B. Let's do this. Let's talk about some NBA.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just jump right into it, bro. The Utah Jazz, bro. Obviously, they traded Rudy Gobert. They traded Donovan Mitchell. What does everyone expect them to do now? Lose. They've done the exact opposite, and they've been crushing teams. Crushing teams. They're off to 10-3 start as of Thursday, November 9th. I think this puts them first in the West. Pete, what are your thoughts about the Jazz?
Jazz. I mean, you know what? Like, I'm not gonna lie. I thought like they were like, I think they were undefeated for a little while, and I was like, all right, this is probably gonna, simmer down.
Mm-hmm.
But right now they're kind of reminding me of the Bulls of last year, where like, they were kind of hyped. And they were doing great. Energy was great. Like that's how it looks like right now. Laurie Markkinen looking like, in my opinion, we talked about this yesterday. Most most improved player.
It's a good
Um,
pick.
he looks great, man. Today I saw his highlights. Today he looks amazing. He can shoot. I mean, like he's everything that the Bulls wanted him to be, and he just couldn't. He couldn't do it
Yeah.
for the Bulls. Now he's doing it for the Jazz. Um, it looks like Danny Ainge wanted to tank. At least that was the assumption, and now they're kind of doing the opposite. Kind of makes you wonder, like are they going to continue? Are they just maybe? Do they want to trade Laurie? Do they want to trade Clarkson? They want to trade Conley and maybe tank for Victor? Because then I mean he would be great alongside Markkinen too.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and they have multiple picks, I believe, right?
Yeah, dude, they have a lot of picks, and we'll get into it in another podcast. But they also have Minnesota's picks, and Minnesota's not really looking too
Yeah.
good.
Hmm.
But let's stick on the Jazz. What's crazy in my so when the was it the Timberwolves trade when the Timberwolves and Cavs trade went down, I went on my main channel, my Brandon Buckets channel, and I talked
Yeah.
about it. And
Mhm.
I had said for when they got Markkinen, Sexton, and there's someone else that they got that I'm just blinking. Um, I was like, dude, they low key got a really good package like that on top of all the picks that they could have gotten for the Cavs. Like this was a really good trade for the Jazz, and I was getting kind of hated on in the comment section. They're like, dude, no, this blah blah blah. It was a fair
Yeah.
trade. The Jazz are gonna suck. I was like, no, like Marketing was a first round pick. Colin Sexton, obviously a first round pick, 24 point per game scorer at that. You still have guys like Clarkson, Bogdanovich, or no, you don't have Bogdanovich. You have Blanky. They also got Walker Kessler, who's looked good as a rookie, a center rookie. I like how you pointed out they look like the Bulls because I like that. I think that's a good choice. And part of me would like to compare them to one of the early Celtics teams post KG Pierce trade, where they had a young coach and they had some young pieces where it's like, oh, like these could be guys that could be part of rotations when we're building. I could see Markkinen, Sexton complimenting a guy like Victor or Scoot later, like 3 years from now, 4 years from now, when they're contending, like, hey, they got him in that trade. They're the building blocks. And they played the Clippers the other night and they beat the Clippers. And
Yeah.
they look good, man. And I really like Will Hardy. He was the lead defensive coach in Boston.
Hmm.
Brad Steven vibes. I know people say, "Oh, because he's white, he's a young white dude."
Yeah.
He's Brad Stevens. I just see it, and Danny Ainge must have thought so too because he hired him. Gave
Exactly.
him a lot of trust. The one thing I saw because I saw them on the court warm up and in the national anthem. What usually teams just like they stick to themselves. They have their heads down, whatever. The team were all holding each other. They were all like wrapped up, arms locked, and it
Yeah.
reminded me of the bubble when guys were kneeling and stuff like that. But that was the bubble, and like I wouldn't say it was a trend, but at the
Yeah.
time, that's what everyone was doing. This team was just like collective group motivating each other. I saw Malik Beasley just like, yeah, guys, like
Yeah.
pumping life into this team, and I was
No,
like,
yeah.
yo,
They're
like
connected.
that
They're
was yeah,
connected.
that's the exact word to explain
Yeah.
this team. And I was like, yo, like this is something like, okay, if you're Danny Ainge, look, I know Victor, like that's a huge that's a huge reward. Is it worth? I think the solution for this Jazz team, if they do want to do that, I don't think trading Markkinen, I don't think trading Sexton or some of these other dudes is the way. Maybe a guy like Clarkson or maybe a guy like Beasley, but I think for the most part, if you're gonna do something like that, you have to sit him out. I wouldn't say trade him, but I think they have some good building blocks there to like on a championship team. You're like, hey, this guy that has this role, whatever. They look good, man, and they like we said, they're connected. They share the ball. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
they look amazing. I mean, like I said, I'm jealous, and like I'm jealous of that energy, that
Mm-hmm.
connection they have,
Mm-hmm.
that chemistry they built together. It's amazing. I
In
couldn't
such
imagine
short
them
time
doing
too,
that.
and in just
Yeah,
an off season of having that chemistry, like that stems from coaching as well, and also veterans in the locker room. Like who knows how much of a role Carson's playing into this, or guys Mike Conley has been into this, you know. So shout out
yeah,
to the Utah Jazz. Seriously, shout out to them because it's tough what they've been doing, and like I like to be labeled as hey, we're gonna be a terrible team right away, and now you're the second best team in the NBA. That's a big thing, and like you could tell they're playing with a chip on their shoulders. So Danny Ainge has a
yeah.
tough job to figure out how he's going to go
E-
about.
e- exactly. Yeah, because he's put in a tough position right now
Mhm.
with winning, and then
A good position
they
though, a good
yeah
problem.
yeah, that's a good problem. But like who knows, like my prediction right now, and like like I said, I'm jealous of the team, and they're doing great and amazing, and I wish my team was doing that well, but I just don't. I feel like come to like end of the maybe like end of the season, they won't be doing as well. Like
Okay,
I feel like they're gonna follow exactly what the Bulls did. They're gonna
okay.
start dying
But
down little by
The
little.
Bulls did have
Just
injury
my prediction.
problems.
Yeah,
Um,
go ahead, Lonzo.
but I can see the world where they
Yeah,
start sitting these guys out because that's what the Portland Trailblazers did, where it's a little injury that all of a sudden becomes a big injury, and now he can't play for like 4 to 6 months. My
yeah.
question to you, I kind of know your answer, but are the Utah Jazz legit? And by legit, I kind of mean playoff team. I say playoff. I wouldn't say title contender.
Yeah.
I don't think they're a title contender, but you think they're a legit playoff lock?
I I do believe they're a playoff lock. I don't think they're going to be as high as they are right now.
Hmm.
I think there would be a really fun team to even as not even being a Jazz fan for me to cheer for them.
Yeah,
Like it would be
seriously, yeah.
cool to watch them. Defeat some
They're
other
fun to watch.
teams.
Every time I tune in, I'm
Yeah,
always like enjoying the. I'm seriously like, no BS. I'm enjoying every time I watch a Utah Jazz game. You saw Taylor Horn Tucker. You got guys like that on the bench who can just be a wild card and like, hey, he's going to dunk on his former teammates. You sent me that video of
yeah.
the dunk, and like I was like, yo,
Oh
damn,
yeah,
like it's nice to have that on the team. You know, it's a
that
little
was
wild
nice.
card. They got a lot of young projects. I haven't seen much from Stanley Johnson. I don't know if he's playing, but they have some nice young pieces on that team. Um, I guess I would
I
say they're
actually
legit.
believe Stanley was released, wasn't he?
Was he? Oh, I
There's a
I'm not sure.
possibility that
It
he
probably
was
because I remember they
released.
had a lot of players, so he might be in the free agent pool.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
guess
because
my
there's some
answer for
talks. Yeah,
yeah, maybe the Lakers pick him up. Who knows?
that
He'll be the
we
savior.
we can't we can't pick him
Yeah,
up because we traded him away, so he can't sign this season. He
yeah.
has to wait till next season, I
Mm-hmm.
believe.
Yep. And then, so my answer for this, I guess, I think they're a legit playoff team. Seriously, I think they're a legit playoff team. I didn't
Yep.
say that exactly in my video, but I said, hey, they're gonna be good than like tanking. Like they're not bad. Like they're better than some bad teams. But I think we can both agree that something's gonna happen where they can't play or this and that, and they're gonna be bad by the end of the season. They're gonna
Yeah.
be a bottom 10 team in the league. But with the lottery odds, the way things work, you don't have to be the worst team. If you even if you're the top three or bottom three worst team, um, you get a good shot, but it doesn't give you the best shot. Like you're not, it's not a
Yeah.
lock. So we seen the Pelicans, the Grizzlies when they got John Morant, like they were the fourth, fifth, sixth worst team. So I think they're a legit playoff team as currently constructed. But who knows? By January, February, we might not even see these guys playing. They might be shut down. So we'll
Yeah.
see. This Utah Jazz team, I'll give them that. They're really fun to watch. Seriously, really
And
fun
if
to
they go to the
watch.
playoffs, cool. They'll be
Mhm.
cool. They'll be fun to watch
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
don't even think that'd be such a bad thing for them. Like maybe that's not what Danny Ainge is looking for. Maybe Danny Ainge is literally just looking for um a playoff team. I mean, you're in Utah, you're a small market. Build that way. Build through gaining these assets up. Like I said, you have guys like THT who are projects where one of these guys can boom, and now they're a trade asset. Now you have all those picks. Maybe they cash in early. Like, hey, this is a pretty good team as currently constructed. Maybe we use some of these assets to go and get a guy that could be a one or two best player on the team.
Yeah, I could that's another good thing. Like, yeah, like maybe you
Seriously.
know what? Maybe we can build on this and
Yeah,
go on,
no facts.
yeah, that'd
Hmm.
be cool.
I like that. Yeah, I like that idea, and then maybe that's what Danny Ainge is doing because he's seen a lot of basketball. He's been through a perfect rebuild before, in my opinion, with the Celtics. So yeah, maybe that's up his sleeve. Anyways, let's get into we're. It's not gonna be a long episode today. We just saw the Clippers Lakers play. Um,
Jeez. I need
I want to
a
start off
I
with the
need
Clippers first. Give me
I need a
what
Will Smith Men in Black
little
memory erasing
Yeah,
device.
I think we all do. Even if you're
Yeah.
not a fan of the Lakers, I think we all do. Because the bad thing about the Lakers is that they're always publicized. Like it's just how it is. They're the Lakers, and of course they should be. They won 17 championships. Um, Paul George has been balling out of his mind, and we talked about it in the last episode, the Kawhi management problem, and this is kind of where I seen this problem coming to fruition because Paul George has been the man. He's been balling out, getting the ball almost the whole game. Down the stretch, he gets the ball the whole game, and he's been coming through, clutch winning game winning shots. Just and defensively too, looks really good. Well, do you think PG is like how can I say this? We seen in the playoffs he almost led them to the Western Conference, or he did lead them to the Western Conference Finals. You think PG could be an MVP candidate, a legit MVP threat?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that the record has to be a little better. This because right now what they're 7-5 after tonight's win.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, definitely. I mean, like, yeah, I see, he's the ball's going to him. He looks like a smoother, more mature Indiana
yeah.
Paul George.
Mm-hmm.
Because that Paul George was more like a physical, athletic guy.
Yeah,
After the knee injury, he, kind of took him a little time. He looked great. He's always looked great. But like now he just looks, that mid range is just silky
smooth.
smooth.
Yeah,
He's doing,
just gel to his game now.
yeah, in my opinion, Paul George is like, he's an amazing player. He's great, but like I don't think he reaches that tier of like Luca's, Giannis,
LeBron,
Joel
Kawhi.
Embiid, LeBron. Yeah, he doesn't reach that. He's like right under that. But I believe maybe like maybe without Kawhi, maybe he reaches that level and carries the team to a nice maybe like a 6 seed, 7 seed on the Clippers
I I have
without Kawhi.
I'm gonna say something, and for viewers, clip this. I think he's gonna be the number one option when Kawhi comes back. I think when Kawhi comes back, PG's gonna be the one carrying this team. Like they're gonna play in PG's style because I feel it gets to a point the Kawhi situation like it gets to a point where you just can't plug people in like that anymore. And PG, from what I've been seeing, man, they like look up to him. Like he's the guy. Like PG, we need someone to bail us out, or we need someone to lead us and carry us. And the way he carries himself, the way I've seen him like around the arena, just he maybe he's just always been like that. And he, of course, when you're at this level, you have to have some sort of ego where like I'm the best guy. I think he's truly like falling in place to being that number one guy. And this is the first season in a while where I've seen him be clutch, where he's hitting like he's hit clutch shots before, but he's like getting clutch and ones. He's involved with the crowd. He's um really feeling the game because in the bubble and like a year after the bubble, it just didn't really look good. Like obviously, like the side of the backboard, it wasn't didn't look pretty.
Yeah, I think
Playoffs
he said.
before.
I think it was sorry to interrupt you. I think he
No,
actually
you're good.
said that I don't know if he said he lost his confidence in the bubble or like he just wasn't feeling mentally right because he was
Hmm.
locked up in his hotel the whole time.
Yeah,
And he couldn't take that. He couldn't. He it was too much of a. It took a big toll
it
on him.
was bad, and they spoke about him, Kevin Love, others. They spoke about the mental health issues there, and and like I think it was him going through it has made him a much better person. You could see it, the way he carries himself. The way he just trains and works out, like especially me firsthand, seeing him on the court, like he's really just locked in this year.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
so I use that topic to set up our next topic. He he busted the Lakers' ass today. He busted their ass.
No,
I
he
mean,
did. Yeah,
like
he looked
he's
great.
hitting tough shots. He's blocking up, getting steals. He was killing Pat Bev. Pat Bev was like trying to guard and be a pest. Like you can hear Mark Jackson say,
Yeah,
"Oh, they do this in practice. They used to do this in practice. Now Paul George still doing it to him as PG as Pat Bev's in a
yeah,
Laker
yeah.
uniform."
Pat was trying to get in his head because it just
Yeah,
didn't work. Didn't work
the
tonight.
Lakers had no chance tonight. I mean, you could kind of tell from the first quarter, and the Lakers make a fake comeback. There's a guy on Twitter, uh, Golden Knight. He always says fake comeback time. Um, that's what it was today, and it's like every other game. We talked about it right before the pod. We thought they were gonna look good. They look good. They always show one flashy game where it's like, hey, this team looks nice. When they put it together, if they keep doing this, it'll look good. LeBron
Yep.
James led the way with about 30 something points. Had a little injury. I don't know how serious it is. He didn't finish the game. Anthony Davis was very underwhelming, and that's not a surprise to say. This past couple years, what are your thoughts on the whole situation with the Lakers? I mean, we've talked about it a lot, but specifically with AD.
I think AD. I'm a AD fan. So always been since he was in the Olympics. I feel like he's been in my opinion he's been our best player, most consistent player this season. But I know like you and our friend and our close friend that hopefully Justin that will join our podcast one day.
One day,
I have we've had that this we've had that we've had
I'm
that
gonna clip that.
discussion. We've had that discussion with us three, and you know and I feel like AD is you guys kind of expect him to be like that dominant AD that he was
Yeah,
in New Orleans, that he was in
Williams.
2020. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I know it's frustrating that he keeps getting hurt, but then I always bring up like other players that have gotten hurt and they don't get that much. Like Kawhi, he's played
Mhm.
less time than AD.
Facts.
Derrick Rose was amazing, and he was always getting he's always messing up his knee every time, and he didn't get called, labeled, all these words that he's been
Yeah.
calling. Like it's just like for me, I accepted it. Like he's made out of glass. Every time he goes on the floor, it's everyone's holding their breath. It's like, and this season, I think he just felt he just playing with LeBron. I feel like he just kind of accepted that he's the second guy on the team.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe LeBron's trying to get to him that like, hey, you're not the second best guy on the team. You're the best guy on the team, and we need you. We want to see that 30, like 15 rebounds, 10. I mean, he's been doing great offensively this year. I think he has he has
You
like one
mean
of the best defensive ratings.
defense? Okay, you said defensively.
Yeah,
Okay.
defensively this season. Um,
I
but
I
this
would.
game tonight, that for me, watching the game after the fourth quarter, there was actually a play where he inbounded the ball. I don't know if you saw it, to I don't know if it was Russ or Pat somebody, and it was a lazy pass, and
Yeah, I seen it. It was
one of the Clipper
yeah.
players got the ball, just easily went to him, and it's just like it looked like 80 checked out of the game. Like he's
He's
done. He's either done with the team, he's had it. He just doesn't have that confidence. I mean, there was some talks about him having some mental issues this year, like confidence wise. That Russ talked about it. So I mean, this whole team is just doesn't fit. The
just
whole team
meh.
doesn't fit.
I
Yeah,
think okay, so part of how you see AD and how you said like we expect him or me and Justin expect him to be like dominant, I think you've accepted it, and I think you've accepted it for a while, like quite a while. I mean,
yeah,
I guess we could say dating back to even last season or even before that, a little bit before that. Um, I don't know, man. I just it's just crazy because I've seen it. We've all seen them play at an amazing level. Justin, our friend, who will one day hopefully joins the pod, sent
one day.
he sent a highlight video of AD from 20 like 17 or 18 where it was just like, dude, like look at this guy. No one can guard him. AD's like 29 years old. Like he shouldn't be playing. He shouldn't be. Um, okay, defensively, he's been amazing. He's been really good
Yep.
defensively,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
The offensive game is just not there. You can't make shots, can't make hook shots, can't make post fadeaways turnarounds. Where it's like, dude, um, come on, it's not that hard. Like, I mean, you're 7 feet tall. We've seen you do it before. I don't know. I'm giving up on it. Um, if you're the Lakers, we talk about trading Russell Westbrook a lot, a
Yeah.
lot.
Mhm.
How do you feel about a trade involving Anthony Davis?
I mean, it would have to be something crazy, like a blockbuster trade where we get some, like maybe
Would it be to
like I
get
always
better, or would it be to rebuild? Or
it depends on
what would you
it
want?
depends on what the plan is this season. Like LeBron's career is coming to an end. He wants to win his fifth ring. Is it really going to happen in LA? I've always said like I don't think it's going to happen in LA anymore. Like you just said, like you just mentioned like 2 minutes ago, like I've been accepting this for quite some time since the Lakers season that they went against Phoenix and they lost in the first. It was at the first round, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and
Game
AD or
six.
LeBron, somebody got hurt.
Yeah,
AD,
AD
right?
got hurt. AD got hurt.
AD got yeah. So AD got hurt, and even that
Wouldn't
season, I
surprise
was
me.
like, "We're gonna go to the playoffs." I don't think we had our group text yet, but I had told you can ask we can ask Justin. I told him we're gonna go to the playoffs. We're not gonna make it out. I don't think we're gonna make it to the Western Conference Finals. And then AD gets hurt, maybe with him. I don't know.
I think we would have.
You know,
To be honest, I
there's
think
a
we would have.
possibility. You know, we'll never know. It's a
I
what if.
think I think if you're the Lakers, you said it perfect. You just have to see what's going on with this season. And if you're not gonna make that trade for anyone, and it doesn't have to be Miles Turner, but Hill, Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier. If you're not gonna make that trade, you can't waste 2 LeBron seasons in a row or AD seasons at that. You can't do that. Um, and how I see it, if there's no trade made this season to
Yeah,
improve this roster and to maximize LeBron's window and whatever AD's window is, I think the Lakers should trade Anthony Davis, maybe LeBron to get him out into a better situation to win his fifth ring. Um,
yeah, that would be definitely like rebuilding
I
for sure.
I think that's what the Lakers should do if they're not gonna make a move this season, because if you make that deal where it's like this season you give up, let's say they give up 2 picks, right? I don't think they will. The value you can get from AD and LeBron could be worth more than those 2 picks. You can get picks from certain places around the league. Dude, the Thunder, I mean, that as it may not look like it now, but the Thunder might be a candidate for one of these 2 players. Only because they have all these picks to blow. They have Shea, they have Chet, they have all these young pieces on there. They could be a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers. They look good. Shea
Yeah,
just took the Bucks to double overtime today. Like, I could see, and they don't. And Shea's not gonna want to be losing for a while. And he's on a 5-year contract. I know he agreed to it, but I think at some point they're gonna make a big splash, a big trade where it's like the Cleveland Cavaliers, like, we were good this season, we look really good. We just need a piece that's gonna like lead us. And I wouldn't be shocked if it's either Anthony Davis or LeBron. And that's crazy right now. OKC, that sounds crazy, but that's a team where
yeah,
if I'm the Lakers, like, hey, this team has a lot of some young pieces where it's like, hey, like, this doesn't look bad. Josh Giddey doesn't look bad. Josh Giddey kind of plays like LeBron, like, I could see a world where that happens. And if I'm Rob Pelinka and I'm not making these moves this year, I'm definitely looking to move some of my best players next year. And that might sound crazy, but we've seen before. Like a year ago, we would have never pictured some of the teams that are currently constructed. Um, so I guess
here's
um,
something bold that I'm gonna say real quick before we go
go
on
ahead. Let's
to
keep
that
doing
next
it. Yeah.
question. Um, like I said, I've accepted the fate from this team, especially last year. This year, I've already said like this team does not fit. It's does not going to fit. It's not going to work. But I think that I have this small little glimmer of hope that Rob has something up his sleeve.
Okay.
Something has to happen. Watching
Okay.
tonight's game, you're Rob Pelinka, you're Jeannie Buss, and you're watching this, and like you said, you're wasting LeBron's career, you're wasting AD's career. It's like making them both look bad. You plug AD on the Warriors, and everyone's gonna be like, he's amazing. Like where did he go? Like he's amazing. Like we're Laker fans. We expect you to be a god when you're on this team. The light is shining right on you, man. Like Russ, he's doing bad. We do not like you, bro. Get off this team. You're doing great. We love you, bro. Stay on the team. It's just part of our DNA, man. It's just Kobe got us used to it. You got to perform for us, and that's it. We're gonna love you. Magic got us used to it. Kareem got us used to it. It's just part of the Lakers DNA. So bringing in, I believe Rob is gonna. Something's gonna happen. Something big has to happen. Who is it? I don't know who it's gonna
be.
Did
I just hear you say Anthony Davis to the Golden State Warriors? Because that's sexy.
That would be nice.
That's sexy.
That would be nice, right?
That's sexy. I think if I'm the Lakers and I'm going rebuild mode, or even retooling, where you can get Clay and Draymond, even though I don't think that would work because I just think they're all too old. Like I think it just wouldn't work. If you can get a deal where you want to maximize what you have left with Draymond, Clay, and Steph, Jordan Poole, Kuminga, Wiseman, that doesn't sound too bad. They got all their picks. If I'm a Laker fan, that's not bad. And look, hey, the Warriors, you're gonna make them virtually unstoppable. That sounds unstoppable, and you keep Draymond or however the money works, whatever lines up. That doesn't sound bad. Like if you sacrifice, you make them good for the rest of Steph's career. You're not gonna be good. Rebuild, get all those picks, those young players. That's not bad to me, P. That's not bad to me. And like I said, as a basketball fan and as a guy who likes watching the Warriors play because they play basketball, that's sexy. That's a sexy move. And dude, there's a lot. Like I'm telling you, in a year from now, 6 months from now, we could see that happen. Like seriously, there's a lot of moves. I didn't see the AD trade coming where he wanted out. I didn't see Donovan. You can see some of these moves, but what I'm trying to say is like the landscape of the league can change dramatically in a couple months.
In an instant.
In an instant. Right now we can get an email or an email.
A tweet. We
can get a tweet.
Woj bomb.
Ime got dropped as a coach. Whatever crazy has been happening, you're like, oh, like what? It becomes normal. It becomes normal, and like, oh, okay, this is the new norm. Like this stuff can happen. I wouldn't be shocked if the last hoorah or something Rob has up his sleeve is like a Kyrie gets cut or released or whatever, and we trade for Miles Turner, Buddy Hield. We've talked about it. I talked about this to you over text. Kyrie, Buddy Hield.
Yeah, and I'll say this right now: Kyrie coming to the Lakers, just him alone, is not going to fix the Lakers. That's my prediction.
So what I would assume is like if they were to pick up Kyrie, you have to get rid of Westbrook. So you are making a trade. Do you think Kyrie plus a trade of, let's say, Hayward, Rozier, or
shooters?
Shooters, like or maybe San Antonio. They don't want to. If the Lakers don't really want to give up picks, you bring Kyrie in. You get not Schroeder. You Kyrie. You trade for McDermott, Richardson, maybe Pirtle, depending how it goes.
That would be nice, man. That would be
better than what we have out there now. Like I'll just say that right now.
We'd be fighting for a playing spot right there.
So I don't know. Now you got that Warriors AD. I mean, it's always been thought of like the AD on the Warriors to be unstoppable, but like as a possibility, I think it could happen because in our next episode, we're going to talk about the Warriors' struggles, and a lot of the young guys are not playing, and they're getting DMPs from Steve Kerr. Like there's a problem going on where it's Kuminga's not playing, Wiseman's not playing, Jordan Poole doesn't look good at all. He doesn't look good at all because he feels like it looks like he's kind of limited at times. Like he's still coming off the bench. He's not flourishing as he wants to. The Warriors' solution to it is either free up Jordan Poole or free up Klay Thompson or free up Kuminga and free up Wiseman. There's decisions that need to be made, and I think the Warriors and Lakers can work on something there. And as I can't really say this while I'm wearing this, but someone who closely follows the Lakers, I wouldn't be opposed to that idea of them moving on from Anthony Davis. But like I said, I feel like if you're not making a move this year, it has to be, you have to blow it up. You have to blow it up because you're not going to maximize. You can't put all that pressure into the next season where it's like, all right, this has to be it, because it's just not going to work. So any last thoughts, P?
Just to set the record straight, I feel like, and what's going on in LA, like the Lakers, is like there's so many, like, you go on Twitter and everybody's mad at everyone's mad at Jeannie, everybody's mad at Rob, and I agree, Rob has not done the greatest job. like really bad. Caruso building this
He
team,
won a
like not giving
championship though, P.
shooters. Yeah,
He won a
yeah, he won.
championship though. He won a championship. That's what everyone's
I
gonna
th-
say.
I think like LeBron, like why did you sign an extension? Like
Hmm.
like like you're a billionaire. Like why you're the and arguably the best player in the world, arguably.
One of the
Yeah,
best all time.
or yeah, so like why would you allow Rob Pelinka, who used to be an agent, to convince you to sign Therese? I don't, we don't know what happened, but he signed the extension for some reason, knowing that he can't be
Hmm.
traded this season until the season's over. So like what is this, like Rob has to have some kind of master plan. Something is gonna happen.
But you know what, man? P, we've been talking about this for a while where something has to happen.
Yeah.
Nothing's happened. Nothing's
Hmm.
happened.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be shocked if nothing happens again. Because
Yeah.
look, P, you're the one that told me, like, well, I kind of knew about the situation, but he's the same guy that told the Cavaliers, hey, Boozer, he's gonna opt out real quick, so that way he can sign for more money with you guys, right? Nah, he went to Utah. He snaked them, and that's how Rob got a
Yeah.
bad rep, And it could very well happen. It could very well happen again with
Yep.
LeBron. Hey, we're gonna make a trade, LeBron. I promise you. If you sign, we're gonna make the trade.
Yeah.
And it could
Yeah.
happen. It could really happen
Exactly.
again.
Yeah. We don't
So
know what happened. So
we don't know what happened, but they something was guaranteed. But who knows, man? The history some of these dudes have, we never know if it can come to fruition.
yep.
But that's gonna do it there, guys. Episode 9 of the Bucket Lounge podcast. P, I can't stop thinking about the AD trade. I'm about to go play some 2K and make that happen. Um,
Yep. Hmm.
any last thoughts, P?
Um, man, this has been a crazy, weird season so far. So
Mm-hmm.
strange, so strange.
Mm-hmm.
Teams that are at the bottom should be that were supposed to be in the bottom are at the top. Teams that are at the top supposed to be at the bottom. Not the
Yep.
Lakers though. I expected them to be at the bottom, but not this low though. But hopefully, some stuff changes within a week or so.
Better for us. More news to
Yep.
talk about. Well,
Yep.
anyways, that's gonna conclude this episode. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Share this to your friends, man. If you have friends that like basketball, want to know more about basketball, we're the perfect place to learn. Thank you for watching, guys. Me and P signing off.
Peace.